Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. I'm very excited to be able to introduce to you the all-new DWX 53DC. This machine here is better, faster, and stronger than anything we have ever built and is redesigned from the ground up. It is a culmination of Roland and DGSHAPE's decade-plus experience in the dental industry and our over 3.5 decades worth of experience with milling technology. Having sold over 20,000 dental milling machines over the last decade plus, we are very excited to introduce the 9th generation dental milling machine from DGSHAPE. This machine here is large and in charge and definitely has a presence of its own, but is actually dimensionally smaller than its predecessor, the DWX 52DC-I, making it at home in labs of all sizes, small, medium, or large. So let's get right into it. Starting off with our transverse unit here, moving up and down, there are fewer parts for increased reliability. Looking at the adapters themselves, we moved away from the alphabet system and went to a numbering system, allowing for 100 disc adapters to be able to use with this machine, covering all of your sizes, thicknesses, and types of materials that you'd want to mill. One of my favorite things is this open edge adapter. It has a chamfered edge here, allowing for extra tool clearance. This combined with increased rotation on our B-axes allows us to replicate 90-degree milling without having to turn 90 degrees, giving incredible aesthetic and being able to mill in places where you would not normally be able to mill. Finally, like all of our mills, automatic calibration. Really, you only need to do this when the machine is set up, or if you physically move the machine to another location, but click one button and the machine will automatically calibrate itself. Moving on to the inside of our milling chamber, starting off at the back, we find our built-in web camera. This, combined with our free DGSHAPE Insights application, allows you to remotely monitor inside of the milling chamber from anywhere in the world through your smartphone, tablet, or PC. It's a great application and is available for our previous devices as well, DWX42W, DWX52D, and the DCI. Coming forward, we have our built-in ionizer, charges the air, reducing the static buildup of PMMA and other acrylic materials, making for a much cleaner milling environment. Then we have our status light, providing a visual indication of what is going on inside of the machine and what is happening with the machine. Then we can see our A-B axes here and our disc holder, much stronger and more robust than previous versions. Continuing our tour inside of the milling machine, let's move to the upper right hand corner, remove our safety cover here, revealing the brand new spindle, all new design for the DWX 53DC. This spindle has 3 times the gripping force of our previous spindles, allowing us to power through the toughest of materials. We see this white cover here. This is a cleaning function. The machine will go back and forth and blow air after the job is done milling, cleaning off all the dust and debris from the machine, keeping the mess inside of the machine and your vacuum and not in your lab. Looking down from the upper right hand corner here where our spindle is, this is where we find our tool magazine. Usually it is kept covered to keep out dust and dirt, shown open here for you. We can see that we have spots for 15 different types of end mills. The machine will track the life of the end mill down to the minute through the V panel. You're able to set up multiples of a type of tool or set of tools. When multiples are set up and the machine is running and the tool reaches its end of life, the machine will automatically pause, come back up and drop that tool off, grabbing its multiple, then continuing on to mill from exactly where it left off, allowing for uninterrupted production. Finishing off on the lower right hand side of the machine, this is where we find our control panel with one touch button operation. just like our other mills, allowing for various control and function of the machine. Moving to the bottom, sliding out our tablet stand here. We can put a Microsoft Surface tablet here. On this tablet, we're able to install the V panel, allowing us to control the machine right from that tablet. We're also able to install the DGSHAPE Insights app, allowing us to visually see all of the information it is able to gather on our mill. Below that, we have everyone's favorite, the storage drawer. This one is extra big, allowing you to have a safe and neat and tidy place to keep all of your tools and accessories. Inside, we will see the set of burrs that come with the DWX 53DC. First up is the set of ZPB milling burrs. These come in a 2, a 1, and a 0.6 millimeter. They are PMMA specific milling tools, and they are rated for 80 hours of milling life each. Also included with the DWX 53DC is a 4 millimeter milling burr. This milling burr will allow us to greatly reduce our roughing time on PMMA structures such as dentures, RPDs, full arches, etc. Anything big like that, we are able to have a great time savings. A couple quick things I wanted to mention here. The DWX 53DC has a built-in temperature and humidity sensor. This will monitor the environment in which it is placed. If it detects a large fluctuation, the machine will prompt the user to do a quick calibration to account for that. This allows us to maintain a high degree of precision while milling all the time. There is a status light on the back of the machine, allowing you to see what is going on with the machine from a distance. And finally, the disc adapters themselves. You might be able to tell from looking at it. You will be able to tell when you pick it up and feel it. It is thicker and heavier than our previous one, making it stronger and more reliable than ever before. Anyways, that is it for the quick tour in and around the DWX 53DC. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. As always, if there's anything else you'd like to see or learn about it, please reach out to us and let us know. Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher. We really appreciate you taking the time to do that in-person overview with the mill. I think it really adds another layer to the presentation itself and gives people a visual, not only of the machine itself, but the actual dimensions and the overall size of the machine with you being right there next to it. So we appreciate you taking the time to do that, and welcome everybody. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. And now that Christopher's gone over the machine itself and giving you kind of a walkthrough or a tour of the device, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the equipment itself and different things like milling times, different tool capabilities. So a deeper dive into the mill. So let's get started. So obviously we're here today to talk about the DWX 53DC, the newest milling solution from DGSHAPE. So the DWX 53DC joins our all-star lineup of dental mills today, which are being used in the dental laboratory, as well as in-house laboratories in the dentist office. So we really have a fleet of equipment now that's able to really provide almost any type of work that would be done in a laboratory or an in-house lab. We have the DWX 42W, which is a 4-axis wet mill. Awesome for a lab who's pressing a lot of glass ceramics, or an in-house lab trying to do crown and day type workflows. So great option there. We have the 52D, which many of you probably already have or at least familiar with. Single puck, 5-axis mill, set up to do any type of popular workflows in a dry mill itself. Its big brother is the 52DCI here at the bottom. And that machine is capable of all of the same things that the 52 is, with the addition of the 6-disc changer, which gives it the capability to run overnight unattended and really boost your revenue streams. So all of our great options here. Of course, all of these can be purchased in bundle type scenarios. If you're needing wet and dry workflows together, we're always willing to work with you to put together a package that's going to give you everything you need at a great price. Okay. But we're here to talk about the 53DC. Chris talked about some of the things that have changed. The disc changer itself is now located above the milling chamber. That's a great feature, now utilizing a lift motor, moving up and down instead of up, down, left, right. It's made these puck changes much more efficient. We've moved the tools out of the milling chamber itself and into their own compartment in the top right, which is also where the spindle is housed if you do need to do a spindle replacement. So again, all of your tools in the top right of the machine. And the milling chamber is on the bottom left of the machine. So everything is kept separate. Everything that's been done to create this mill and all of the R&D done with this machine is done based off of user feedback with current equipment, things that we're seeing with our service team to make our equipment better, more reliable, and more user-friendly than any previous model. So that's always the goal with anything, right? Whether you're buying a new appliance, a new car, every version of a car, you know, is somewhat the same, but continues to evolve. Same thing here with our dental equipment. So we're really happy with this machine so far. We've had great results. It is a 5-axis mill, just like the 52D. Still has this 6-disc changer. Moving that disc changer itself, moving it from the side to above, allows that area to stay much cleaner, so we do not have any mill debris building up in there. There's also integrated cleaning workflows for after the job that are going to run a grid pattern over the puck. I've milled zirconia full arch cases with this machine myself, and how clean the puck and the restoration in the adapter is when it's in the changer, when the job is complete, is significantly different to any other mill I've seen in the market. There is no zirconia falling out on the counter, on the floor. They are very, very clean when they're ready to be cut out of the puck. 6-disc changer, 15 tool stations. 15 tool stations was also something we had in the 52D, but it becomes even more important now with the 53, and we're going to talk more about why. But as we evolve with bigger, stronger, faster equipment, we're going to be able to start to utilize different types of tooling, whether it's bigger flat tools, bigger round tools, specialty tools. These slots are becoming more and more frequently used, not just for your carbide and diamond, but now these specialty tools, PT tools for your screw retain cases, plastic tools like 3mm and 4mm tool now to do rapid reduction of hard materials like acrylic or PMMA. So very, very important to have enough tool slots for all of your tools so you don't have downtime swapping things in and out. Automatic calibration, as always. We have our metal jig, which would go inside of the machine. Quick click of the button in V-panel and you're starting your calibration process. No objects to be milled for you to measure with a micrometer, enter into a spreadsheet. No complicated workflows, just simple, easy to use calibration processes. As always, with all of our recent equipment, it's ball screw drive systems. So all of the axes are powered by worm gear. Automatic air pressure control, which is going to change the force of air blown on the milled object while it's milling. It can vary depending on zirconia to PMMA, how much air pressure is utilized. Built-in ionizer, obviously the 53DC is really focused for us on applications like plastic milling as well as zirconia. But we wanted to give something that was bigger, better, stronger, to be able to handle these more rigid materials that are becoming used more frequently. So the ionizer is also important to help with the cleaning of the device itself. Still a user replaceable spindle. That's not something I don't think anybody would be willing to give up with their DGSHAPE or Roland equipment. The ability to replace your own spindle when your machine is down is non-negotiating factor, right? You have your machine down, you need a spindle, it's overnighted. Within 20 minutes, you can have that spindle replaced. So that feature is still here with the 53. Here in the top right, you see these white knobs. You loosen those knobs, no need to unscrew them all the way. That cover comes right off. You lift it up, pull it out, and you have access to the spindle. Nice and easy, okay? And as always, our V-panel software, which is the control panel for the mill itself, tells the mill when to start, stop, calibrate, tracks tool life, any errors that may occur, any maintenances that need to occur are all handled through that V-panel. V-panel is, there's never a charge for it, never a licensing fee, never an update, okay? Never an updating fee. So let's get a little deeper into some of the information here with the 53. So it's our next generation of DWX milling devices. We have our 52, which we would consider our small mill, the DCI, which would be our medium mill, and now the 53 really fills that role of large milling device. So you notice that it is a big machine when Christopher was standing next to it. So it is more narrow than the DCI, but it is a taller machine. So you're going to save counter space, but you have to be aware of space above your mill if you were to have cabinets above it. So something to keep in mind if you're looking at a 53 and trying to figure out where it's going to go. Any of your dealers would be able to provide you measurement specs itself. You could reach out to us. We'd be happy to provide it for you. Or you can visit DGSHAPE.USA.com and click on the 53DC icon, and you will be able to find all the specs there as well. Everything from weight and dimensions. Okay. So this machine has a new spindle that is not used in any of our other milling devices. This spindle is larger, it's more robust, heavy duty, and it gives us 3 times the gripping force in the collet to tool. That's really important for this machine because what that's going to do is unlock capabilities of tooling, which we had not had previously. So when we talk about plastic or acrylics and how popular those materials are becoming, or even alternative materials, as I've heard some people call them, PEEK, pectin, trilor. It's important to have grip from the collet to the tool to eliminate any potential of slipping whatsoever. So that's going to mean higher rate of jobs being successful without any errors. It's going to mean larger tools being utilized so your jobs are completed faster. And on that note, here right above the mill, we do see a picture of our 4mm flat end tool. So that 4mm flat end tool on PMMA or acrylic could save you up to 30% on your jobs for milling time. Okay, so that's the 4mm flat tool. It is a 2-fluted tool, has 2 teeth on it. It does a fantastic job on those hard materials. We've milled denture bases, night guards, flexible partials at LMT East, and it was very impressive to watch. It was, there's material just flying off of that puck. So it's something we're very excited about. And that is possible because of the new spindle, which has 3 times the grip force. In addition, we have a 3mm tool now that can be utilized on zirconia jobs. That could save you up to 20% of milling time on those jobs. We've also extended the material adapters. Some of you who have a 52 series mill, 52D or a DCI, you're familiar with the alphabetical labeling system that those adapters have. So due to user feedback, we made the decision to move on to numerical barcoding. So now you're able to track in your Millbox or any other CAM software up to 100 of those adapters. Okay. Each mill will come with 6 of those adapters. So they come in a 6-pack, not individually. Very, very, reasonably priced, which is why we bundle them in 6-packs together. Each mill comes with 6, so you can add on additionals as you see fit in packs of 6. Faster puck changes. That's one of the biggest talking points of this machine. In the previous model, the DCI with the changer, those changes, because it was a T-axis and it had to make so many movements, a puck swap would take 2 minutes and 30 seconds. With this machine, we now have that same puck swap taking place in 1 minute and 7 seconds. So significant reduction in time just for that puck swap process. So every job that you run is going to be in the older mill, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That's 5 minutes of time in puck swap. So we've reduced that significantly. So just based off of the time saved on the puck swap, if you're a lab running 20 jobs per day, you would unlock, just by that time savings, 24 hours of production each month. That's how much bandwidth you would add. And for a lab who's charging $99 per crown, who would mill an additional 100 crowns in that 24-hour period, you would be able to realize an additional revenue stream of almost $10,000 just based off of that. So if you were to have this mill, there's plenty of room for you to grow into it. You're going to be able to add more bandwidth, market more accounts, and get more work. So, really great feature there to be able to unlock time. We also have automated air blowing cleaning. So if the mill sits idle and powered on for a long period of time, the suction unit will automatically be activated and the air pressure will activate to blow mill debris off of things like the clamp, off of the AV axes, from the bottom of the machine towards the back to help keep the machine as clean as possible. I say it in every presentation I give, a clean mill is a running mill. So the best thing you can do for yourself and for your business and your wallet is make sure these machines are maintained, make sure they're cleaned, don't cut corners on keeping these machines running tip top, I'll get off my maintenance and cleaning soapbox now, but another feature that we've added is a webcam. We've seen a lot of customers use, like the GoPro suction cup on the front of their 52 mil to be able to monitor what's going on inside the machine. So now there is a built-in integrated webcam inside of the machine when you purchase it. No need to add it. You can activate it from your V panel, and it would allow you to see right over the puck itself as a job is being milled. So it's a great way to track, really where you're at, how close you are to being done. And it's also kind of a cool feature to have it up on the screen as well next to the V panel. In addition, we now have a free performance monitoring software. It was previously called DGSHAPE Cloud, now called DGSHAPE Insight. There's a YouTube link on the screen right here in front of us. You will be able to watch this video after you download the software at no charge. If you have one of our mills, two of our mills, or 5 of our mills, it's going to be able to track the performance of these devices. So you're going to be able to generate reports based on what types of puck you're milling the most, which one of your mills is doing the most of the work so you can spread out that workload, what shades of puck you're using the most, your average tool lives. All of that information can be customized in DGSHAPE Insight, and you'll be able to generate your own reports. So it'll keep you efficient, and it will also help you in ordering to make sure that your inventory is lean, right? So you're not overstocking things you might not be using. I wanted to take a quick look at some jobs that a friend of ours, Chris Schermerhorn, has done at Northern Virginia Dental Lab. He has one of our machines. We're happy to have him speak for us in Chicago this year, so that's very exciting. On the left, all the way far left, you're going to see 2 RPDs. Chris was able to mill those in 2 hours and 25 minutes. So 2 RPD frames, full arch is one larger than the other, obviously, but that was utilizing the 4mm tool. In the middle, we have a snap-on smile. So the bottom side of this, if we were to flip it over and take a look, there are cavities in there, so there's a little more detailed work there. There's also some anatomy and everything. So that job was 2 hours and 35 minutes. And then we have a smaller flexible partial, which was milled in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Chris has mentioned to me that he's also doing unilaterals. So small unilaterals he can do in roughly 30 to 35 minutes. So it's very exciting. Milling times are coming down. I will point out that the things that we are doing today with the 53, I believe we're going to evolve with our strategy. We're going to become more efficient with our strategies as we develop tooling and customize things. So we are just currently at the entry phase of how efficient the 53DC is going to be over the next 6 months to a year. So we're excited to try new things. We work, side by side with Sim on trying to customize things, make things better, more efficient. And I think in the near future, we're going to have some exciting things to be able to talk about how we're able to bring these times down even more. So we look forward to that. A couple of other notes that I can make for you on milling times. I don't have them pictured here, but we were able to mill a lower denture base, full arch denture base in about 1 hour and 55 minutes out of an acrylic puck. We were also able to mill a night guard in 55 minutes. So some other times for you. So it's not if you're currently making night guards the traditional way, and you have the bandwidth in your 53 DC, you could load up 2 night guard pucks, 2 flexible partial pucks, a denture-based puck and utilize that bandwidth while you're not paying somebody to sit in the lab. So mill your zirconia all day long, throw your zirconia in the sintering oven overnight while the machine goes to work for you, and can mill these plastic or acetal type materials. So here's a quick look at the dimensions. It'd be a great time for you to take a screenshot if you're considering a 53 DC. So it is a little bit taller of a machine, but everything is perfectly at working height. Pucks are easy to slide in and out, so that's great. I will point out while I'm talking about the material adapters, the adapters for the 53 are not compatible with the 52 series mill. So you wouldn't be able to take the 53 material adapters and put them in the 52. You also wouldn't be able to take the 52 adapters and put them in the 53. They are not cross compatible. So if you had, a dozen of them from the 52, you would not be able to roll those over into the 53. Another change that's taken place with the 53 is the burr holders. So those little metal donuts that you put around your tool with the magnetic end, the top side of those holders are now green to give the end user a better idea of which side is supposed to be facing up. We do have issues from time to time with customer placing that on upside down, and the magnet sticks it to the collet, making it impossible to deposit the tool. So with the change, they've also made those burr holders shorter. So even a couple of millimeters of reduction is also going to give a couple of millimeters more reach into the puck itself and into the detailed or undercut areas of your restoration. So that's our dimensions here. Everything is more reinforced. Everything, when you look inside the milling chamber, it's all metal. It's not sheet metal. It's heavy duty. This mill is built robust. There's no other way to put it. So material capabilities, it's going to be PMMA, acrylic, zirconia, wax, composite resin. So that could be something like a Vita anemic if you needed to mill inlays, onlays, those types of things. Peak pectin, gypsum, should you see fit, you'd be able to mill that. Fiber reinforced resin, which would be a material like Trilor from Harvest. And also, as always, even with our 52, the pre-sintered chromium cobalt. So that would be the soft metal. You would mill it, and it would need to go into an argon gas furnace to be sintered to its final solid state, okay? Noteworthy fact here, the 52 series, the 51, and the 50 all had capabilities of 30 degrees in the B axes. The 53 now has 35 degrees. So that's an addition of 5 degrees. That's going to be very, very important for screw retain cases when you have, wonky implant sites, maybe they're not placed perfectly and you need to really get that screw channel, or a spot for a, multi-unit abutment. That extra 5 degrees is going to be a game changer. Doesn't seem like a lot, but as we all know, in dental, a millimeter, it may as well be a mile. Air pressure, it's an important thing to be aware of. Our previous mills, the 52 series, utilized 23 psi. The 42W utilized 44 psi. This machine, because we have different air functions, the air requirements have gone up with this device. They're at 77 psi now. We are still below our competition as far as air consumption, so we're happy to say that. But compared to the 52 series mill, we will use more air. Okay, so it's something to be aware of. We'd be happy to give you more information on anything as far as dedicated compressors, what you might need to do if you already have mills in-house. Dimensions, we already covered that. The mill from the DCI to the 53, we've added an additional 35 pounds. So it is a heavy machine. I've installed a few of them now. Because of the size of the machine, it is a challenge to get on a countertop from the floor with 2 people. So we highly encourage you to make sure you have a third person available who can help guide that machine onto the countertop, okay? Again, disc changes are now brought down to 1 minute and 7 seconds. Every machine is going to come with a 6-pack of material adapters. You're also going to receive an open edge adapter. Okay, the open edge adapter is going to function a lot like the C-clamp fixture did, but without the open edge. So the front of that holder itself has scalloped edges. So the tool is going to be able to reach at a more extreme angle and get to the anterior region of some of your full arch all-on-4 cases and get you all that detail where the gingiva meets the tooth. So great tool there. One of those is going to be included with every mill. Again, we're able to track up to 100 of these adapters. Everything else you need is going to be included with the machine itself. We're also going to include a set of the ZPB tools. The ZPB tools, if you're not familiar with them, are a specialty coated milling burr for use on PMMA and acrylic. The coating on it helps prevent heat abrasion, which makes your tool dull. So these tools are going to last longer on those plastic materials, up to 80 hours. So one set of those ZPB tools is included, and it is also going to come with one of the 4mm roughing tools as well. Okay. Some of the unique things about the ZPB tool are going to be, number one, that coating, right? That's going to make it last longer. The longer tool, so there's an additional 5mm of length now added to that tool to be able to reach into those deep pucks. When we mill things like PMMA or acrylic, those pucks are typically larger than 20mm, 20, 25, 30mm pucks. So having that extra 5mm is going to make a significant difference. And also the shank, the part that goes into the collet itself, is textured for a mechanical grip as well to help prevent any possibility of any slippage whatsoever. Those ZPB tools are not only to be used in the 53DC. They could also be used in the 52 series mill. I will point out that the 4mm flat tool is specific to the 53 DC machine. Okay. With every machine purchased, it is going to be bundled with a suction unit. So the suction unit is now included with our device. This is the first time we've ever done this. So it makes ordering much easier. Less items to have to, choose between. So it's going to be bundled with a Renford silent power cam now. It's going to come with the cable to attach it to the mill to turn it on and off automatically when a job starts or ends. And this machine is also capable of cleaning through a vibration function as it senses that filter begins to become clogged if you have long milling jobs. So it's going to keep you a more steady level of suction when you're running the machine for a long period of time. So a neat bells and whistles feature on the 53 is there's now a Surface Pro stand. So right before that nifty storage drawer that Chris pointed out, this little stand will pop out. There's also a tube from the back of the machine for you to feed your USB cord through, where you can plug it in to the Surface Pro itself. The Surface Pro is not included with the purchase. If you decide you want one, you want to run the V panel from a touch screen on the front of the device. It looks pretty sharp. It's not required. You could certainly run this machine as you do now with a PC next to it. So neat feature, not mandatory, but you would have to purchase the Surface Pro separately. We do not sell Surface Pros. We've upgraded the V panel with the release of the 53DC. So if you've already downloaded it, you've noticed there's kind of a makeover that's occurred. At first, you're a little taken back by it, but I'll be honest, it's actually really nice to have all the different options now. You can log into your DGSHAPE Insight account through the new updated V panel now. There's automatic update notifications. There's feedback that can be given. You can also activate your web camera, as you see here, to have up on the screen while your machine is running. So lots of new features. The new V panel is integrated with the 52 series, the 51. So you will be able to run all those machines from the new V panel as well. Okay. Here's another look at that web camera inside. You can move it around anywhere you'd like on your screen. And behind that is the DGSHAPE Cloud, which is now Insight. You'd be able to track all of your machine statuses. If you had multiple machines, your machine history as far as maintenance, milling jobs, how much time they have on them, all of that can be customized and reports can be generated from that free software, downloadable from our website. As I mentioned before, that tool holder is now moved into its own compartment. We can see an image of that here. I will point out something I should make you aware of if you are a DGSHAPE user already. With this machine, with this machine, the calibration tool is no longer kept inside of the tool changer. That tool, the calibration pin, should be kept in the drawer with the calibration device. When you need to perform a calibration, that calibration pin would be put in slot 15. Whatever tool you have in slot 15 when performing a calibration, it would have to be removed, and you would replace it with the calibration pin, place your calibration jig into the changer, and start your calibration. Okay, so we want to keep that calibration pin as well as the jig clean and safe, make sure they're not damaged, and keeping them in the drawer. Easy tool setup. So with those 15 tool slots and now the 4mm tool and the ZPBs, everything is easy to set up with life expectancies and automatic tool change. So when that tool does expire, when it reaches its set life, once that tool is deposited and that tool is needed again, it would move to the fresh tool. Here's a look at the accessories. So we talked about these earlier. Obviously, a spindle is included with every mill. That's what the new spindle looks like. That's already installed in the machine. You do not have to do that yourself. A set of the adapters here. A material adapter rack is included. And here's a nice shot of that new open edge adapter. So you can see here, both top and bottom are kind of scalloped away to give additional reach to the milling burr. And here's another picture of that 4mm tool. Just like our previous mills, the 53DC does come with an offered 2-year warranty. I specify offered because when you receive your mill, you have 60 days to register it. When you register your device, that's when the warranty is activated. It's just like, you know, buying an appliance or anything you might buy, a TV. You have to register your warranties or they're not valid. So we need, being us, dealer partners, customers, we need to do a better job of making sure our devices are registered. So that way you're covered. There's no issues or confusion, you know, a year and a half in when you haven't registered your device. It also gives us the ability to be more agile when we have to provide support or dispatch a technician. When your machine is registered, we have all of your information, where you're located, your email address, how to contact you via phone, who the responsible person for the mill is on site at your business. So the importance of warranty registration is massive. You've got to make sure all machines, when you purchase them, are registered right away. You can do that. You can ask your dealer to do it. All you have to do is go to our website, dgshapeusa.com or dgshapeamericas.com, provide your contact info, your serial number of the device, and you're done.
Thank you all again for joining us today. We are now going to open it up for a live Q&A session. So please be sure to enter any questions you may have in the chat function. If you have additional questions, please feel free to visit our website or scan the QR code on the screen. Thank you.